Hello, good morning, everybody. It's Brenda over here at B.laster Works, and it is Sunday, and we are working on day, is it 55 already? 55, I think, of Essence of Time. And today I am really going to try to keep it simple. What I did was, well, actually, before I get into that, yesterday when we did the fax paper uh, video, Nadine was curious about what it would be like running the fax paper through like with an embossing folder. So I did that yesterday when I got home from work, and I'll show you the results. So I used the same one a few different times here. So I tried it with just running it through the embossing folder, and then when I heated down, I think this was the first one I did. When I put the heat gun down, it darkened it, but it also darkened the numbers, so you have to be really careful. So then I decided to try it from the bottom and heat up, which worked a little bit better, but you kind of have to put it at an angle and it still will darken the numbers. These are a little bit lighter right now because after it was all said and done, I took a white, this is pretty dried out too, so it's not really wet, but I took my white ink pad and I kind of just went over it like that. I also tried going over it with the ink pad first before even heating it to see if maybe that would give it that resist to heat. But it just all looks the same. They all look the same, as you see. And like I said, these three have this over the top to try to take some of the darkness off of the number itself. Um, see how it's all on the 6. It was darker than that, but with the white pad, it kind of lightened it up a little bit. It was more like that. See how the 7 is all kind of, you can't see it. Now this last one, this has nothing on it. This has no ink or anything. So this one I ran through, and what I did was I have these empty ink pads, and I just sprayed it with water, and I got this pretty moist with water. And then I went over it with water, but not the whole thing. I just did a little bit at a time. So I like did up here and then heated it under. I tried over and under, and it both seemed to work about the same. But you see, it did a little bit better at not. This has no white ink on it. This is just the heat. But it did. But you can see where my water was here. Like these parts. That's where the water. Like I might have pressed a little too hard and got water in there. So that's why it's like that. But yeah. But so if you have a blank pad and you just put water on it, and then you just kind of do a little bit at a time because you don't want the water to dry out too fast, and then heat from the bottom, it seems to work pretty good. So yeah, so these are my results. Pretty neat, huh? And even these aren't bad. If you have a white ink pad and then you can just go over it, it still has that look. These are really grungy looking, which I like. And this has a lot of contrast. This has high contrast. But yeah, so that's what I did yesterday after work, just kind of testing it out for Nadine, just to see what it would look like with the embossing folder. So with just straight emboss, no water, no nothing. If you heat it, you got to be really careful because it will darken quick, like it will cover up everything. So you just kind of got to do it at an angle, or use water. All right. So then now let's get to today's page. And now I have a bunch of scraps. Put it in my scrap bin over here. All right, so today though, for our 10-minute, I do need to keep it simple and fast because I still have to do trash snack talk. At least get that started before we head on out to the flea market. And today it's Torrance, so we're having breakfast, and I get to pick up some lemon tarts, or actually she has a new pineapple dessert. Hopefully she has it today. From the little the French lady that has her own little bakery there at the flea market. But today, okay, I don't know if you guys remember when we did the infusions and I mopped it up with paper towel. And as you see, I kept the paper towel, and I thought, oh, this would be a cool, cool page just using these, right? So then I was actually going to add them to my stack of paper towels because I save almost, not all of them, but just the ones that I think, oh, those look pretty cool. I have small ones, big ones, as you see. Some of them have paint on them because I use it like a drop cloth also. So, but usually I just use these for backgrounds. Uh, and I'll cut out pieces that I think are pretty cool. But yeah, so that's all these are. All of these are just napkins, mop up napkins that I save. Um, and then I came across, and then this is the one I think I'm going to use today. I know it looks bad on this side, but look at that. Isn't that neat? I like that one. So I think I am just going to glue this down, folks, and call it a day. And I wish I remembered how I did that. Check that out. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me, can you see that? I must have had some kind of screen or something that I laid on top of there. But that is cool. So I'd love to try to do that again. So this is pretty old because I do remember having some old school screening. Not nowadays, it's plastic. I went and bought a roll of screening and it's just not the same. It's plastic. You know, for your outside your windows so bugs don't get in. But it's not the old metal type anymore. But I'm just gonna glue this in, guys, and call it a day. I'm not even gonna start the timer because I'm pretty sure I can get this done in 10 minutes. Well, no, I'll start it just for. And I think I'm gonna use Fabric Fusion. Just kind of glop it all over the page and use spatula. Where's my other one? Oh, here it is. Here it is, stuck to another napkin. Yeah, maybe I'll use the big one because this one I need to clean still. All right, so I'm just going to do that and call it a day. But let's start our 10 minutes. There we are. And get going. Now this glue I had gotten at the thrift store. It was in one of, because sometimes they will categorize packs, like you just buy the pack and it has probably buttons and glues or tapes or something in it. Like you have no choice. You either buy that whole pack and get everything or you don't. So this was a pack and I bought it and it had like a couple bottles in there actually. And I was like, well, let me try it. And I actually like it. I like it because it smears pretty smoothly and easily. It's kind of like the Yes paste, but a little thinner. And I guess it's for fabric, but I think it'll work on our napkins here. Just gotta make sure I get this all before it dries up. And it is already hot, guys. I'm surprised we're going to the flea market. Usually we don't like to go when it's hot. But the one we're going to is small, and it has a lot of trees. So at least there'll be some shade. All right, so let's put this down. I think I want to put it down this way. Okay. There's some texture on here from the paint also. Down here. I don't know what I just love this in here and this too. I don't remember the projects I was working on to do this, but I'm going to have to try to figure that one out because that's really cool looking. All right. I just need to trim up around the sides. And I hope this will stay down and it doesn't just peel right back up. That could be problematic. Let's see. What I'll do is around the edges, I'm going to put the top back on this first, is I'll just get the glitter glue. And actually, let's have it come out a little bit more. I'll get the glitter glue and put around the edges here. Ooh. Anywhere that it seems like it's peeling up a little bit, or I didn't get to the edge. Well, do you guys save your little mop up napkins too? Sometimes they have like pretty cool designs. Some of them are just hot messes, but you can still use parts of it. You know what I mean? Just cut out what you need. Um, but for the most part, like this was perfect. And I'm glad that the towel is larger than the sheet, so I don't have to do like I did with the other one where I had to cut out the pieces that I liked and assemble them together. This was easy. I just boop, plop it down, and that's it. And look, we're already done, and I still have 5 minutes, 6 minutes to spare, almost 6 minutes. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go and enjoy your Sunday, but stay tuned. I'm gonna start working on trash snack talk. Nothing major happening this week, I don't think. But please join me there. I like having you guys around to keep me company. And yeah, I'll see you on Trash Talk. All right. Love y'all. Tschüss.